Hi, welcome to my creative corner, and today this is part 2 of a two-part video and how I recreated this card here in our annual Stampin' Up! Catalog. One great thing I like about Stampin' Up! Is that it provides you with different projects ideas. You don't have to recreate anything if you're not that creative in terms of making greeting cards, different boxes, and what have you. So in the first video I showed you how we colored these little guys right here. So if you want to pop on over and check out that video. So what we're going to be using, we're going to put today on this video we're going to be putting that card together. And again, the stamp set that we use to recreate this card is Onto Adventure and Tropical Chic. So first off, we're going to take the base for our card. This is in Bermuda Bay. It's measuring 11 by 4 1/4. Then you're going to score that down the middle at 5 1/2. Alright, so we're going to put out, I have the scrap piece of paper down, and we're going to go ahead and stamp the front of this card here. And we're going to be using this flower right here in the Tropical Chic, and our ink that we're going to be using is also in Bermuda Bay. And we're going to do second generation stamping. In other words, I'm going to stamp first and then continue to stamp and give a lighter variation of the ink. And we're going to put it all throughout the front of our card here. So it does not have to be perfect, guys. You're just randomly placing these flowers. The middle is going to be covered. So when that is done, what we're going to go ahead and do is you're going to bring in your one piece that we created, and the other, this piece that I created on the previous video, and we're going to take our multi-purpose glue and glue that down. And you don't need a whole bunch of glue. Just get to the edges pretty good, and just a little bit in the middle. And this all-purpose glue is nice because it is forgiving. You could move it around and it doesn't dry as quick. So you just want to center that in the middle of your card. Let's see if that's centered. Looks pretty good. So then what we're going to do is do our sentiment, and that is going to be in Poppy Parade Red, and we're going to be doing heat embossing, and we're going to take the sentiment from the Onto Adventure that says Happy Retirement, and we're going to use our white embossing powder. And so what we want is a Versamark ink, and we want our embossing buddy, and we're just going to wipe that through on the card. This cardstock is measuring 1/2 inch by 3 inches, and you could use your grid lines to line up your paper so your sentiment could come out straight. So we need the Versamark ink. we use the embossing buddy so that the embossing powder does not stick outside of where you place your Versamark ink. So I'm just going to try to use my grid paper here and line up my sentiment. And I'm going to go ahead and turn my heating tool on so that I can start warming up. Let's clean this up while we're at it. Then we're going to get, I use these coffee filter to pour my powder in. You could get plenty of these in the dollar store that would last you a lifetime, because you could reuse these. So this is my white embossing powder, and we're going to go ahead and put that right over that sentiment right there. And I usually have my little fine tip brush. Here we go, I have one here. So if you have little specks that came out, you could just brush it off of the paper so it doesn't dry before it dries. Alright, we'll put this on the side. You just want to be careful with your powder. Let's just put it up so you don't want your heating tool to blow your powder away. And then what we're going to do is heat emboss this. Let's see if I can pick it up without messing it up here. And I don't know if you could see it, but as it melts, I just think this is amazing. You just see it melt in front of your eyes, and just a beautiful transformation. And it's nice to use little tweezers to hold your paper because this gets pretty hot. So once it's nice and shiny, it's all melted, and you're good to go. What we're gonna get is our dimensionals, and let's see, where did I put my dimensionals? When you think you're organized, alright, here is our dimensionals, and we're going to get a couple of those dimensionals to put to the back of our sentiment to pop those up. I think 3 should be sufficient. Alright, and then what we're going to do is just put this right here on our card. So we'll just take off the back, and you could just put some fingernail indentation on that, so it makes it a little easy to come off. Or some people use their piercing tools to poke right into that to get it off. So, and I think I'll just put it right there. Alright. So next what we're going to do is do the inside of our card, and we need a white piece of cardstock, and that is measuring 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. So we're going to get that little flower that we used on from the Tropical Chic, and we're going to get our Bermuda Bay ink once again. Stamp that up, and we're going to stamp off here and put one in this corner, and then one again in the bottom corner. And for a sentiment in this one, we're going to use congratulations on your next adventure. And that one is on the On to Adventure stamp set. So, and we're going to be using our Bermuda Bay ink. And remember guys, if you mess up on one side, you have two sides of your paper. I'm just going to try to line this up with my grid line and just try to do it as even as I can to the center without getting my head in the video. And that's why it's good not to stick your paper down as yet, just in case you're not happy with how the first side came out. And there we go, that's not too bad. So what we're going to go ahead and do is get our multi-purpose glue and glue that down on the inside. And like I say, you just need some to the edge, not too much because you don't want it to seep out, just a little bit in the middle. And then let's just open this up a little bit and I try to get this even with the even amount of blue to the edges. All right, and that's it guys. And this is the previous one that I did, and that's quick. It wasn't too bad, just the coloring takes a little bit. Okay friends, this concludes the end of our video. I hope this tutorial was inspirational to you. I would be listing my blog down below, which have all the supplies that I used to recreate this card. Please subscribe so you could be notified when I have a new video. Thank you once again for tuning in to my channel. Happy stamping and have a creative day.